Okay, so hello everyone. I'm Sunny Rogers. I am an Emerald Ambassador in your guys' upline. It's really kind of absolutely nuts to be looking at this screen right now and seeing 25 of you who are willing to get on this call and chat with us tonight. That's really mind blowing to me because less than a year and a half ago, I was brand spanking new, never done network marketing before, didn't know what it was, really just jumped in because I was super tired at work and would come home and sleep. And then I would get up and eat something and then lay down and watch some Netflix and then get up and go to bed. I was doing nothing with my life. But that was my existence. Like I came home from work and I was so exhausted and I was addicted to caffeine. I had to have it to wake up. If I didn't, I had headaches or I was just plumb exhausted all the time. I just didn't feel well. I had acid reflux really bad. My hormones are out of whack. Apparently, my gut health wasn't as good as I thought it was. A lot of different things. Plexus really came through and changed my life in a physical way. But what has filled my heart the most is watching you guys on this journey and hearing your testimonies and your seeing you grow in a way that it's just so darn rewarding to be doing this with you guys. And so I want to thank all of you for taking your time to be on the call tonight. I don't know if you guys, I'll just kind of let you know, I live right now in North Little Rock, Arkansas. I was born in Arkansas in a small, tiny town of Mammoth Spring, Arkansas. I went to Harding University. I'm a social worker. And I'm actually quitting my very first very comfortable full-time job in June so that I can focus my attention on you guys. And then I'm going to have 2 sections of sociology at Harding University. I'm going to be an adjunct instructor teaching 2 classes Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. They're for you guys. And I am so excited to have that time to be able to invest back into you. Because you guys are the future of Team Plexus Passion. You're doing this. You guys got me to Emerald, and you are going to get me to Sapphire. And so I want to be able to feed into you so that you can do the same for your downline, so we can continue to make such a difference in people's lives. So that's my introduction to my hello, and I'll turn it over to Kim. She's going to give you a little bit about her testimony, and then we'll call on a couple others to give their testimony too.
Thanks, Sunny. Hey guys, I'm Kim Rankin. I am your upline as well, most of you. I'm underneath Sunny. I am a senior Ruby, and this time last year I was silver. I am a full-time RN at the VA, a psych nurse, and I happen to know Sunny because we've been on the same unit for several years. And I will say that I poo-pooed Sunny for months and months and kind of gave her the hands up and I know what I'm doing kind of thing, and thought really she was kind of a little off her rockers, but I loved her anyway. Until one day that I kind of got in a little scuffle with my primary care doctor and my insurance company because they were going to dictate how many migraine pills I could get a month. And bottom line, I've been a migraine sufferer for 35 years, which tells you how much older I am probably than most of you. I was on 3 different medications, none of which were managing my migraines because I was still getting, about two a week. And if you know of anybody with migraines, those that suffer, it's not real fun to live with. I was having to take off work. I was shutting myself in a room, for a day. And one day, and in fact, the day I was fighting with my insurance company, Sunny posted something about migraines. And honestly, I thought, are you kidding me? After I've poo-pooed her for these many months, and called her and we came in and talked, and hesitant, yes, because I thought I, as an RN, knew what I was doing and how to manage my health. But as she wisely said, what do you have to lose? Because you're obviously not winning with what you're doing currently. So skip ahead. I have been migraine free for a year and a couple of months. I am off all of my medications, and to be my age and have no prescription medications is pretty darn cool. I went in just focused on migraines, but what I also discovered is my daily anxiety decreased and is no longer. I was able to quit my ridiculous Diet Coke habit, which, was pretty much my hydration for the day. I actually gained weight on Plexus, and I gained healthy weight. I had become very skinny and couldn't keep my weight on, and so I got to a healthy weight again. And in June as well, I am looking at leaving the VA and doing Plexus full time. And that, Sunny and I are going to leave together. We're going to really surprise them. But Plexus has allowed me to not only replace my full-time income as an RN, but it's going to allow me the time and the financial resources to pour into a passion that I have to help families that have gone through what our family has gone through. So, I started with the small It's About Me migraines, and it's gone so much larger in terms of what I'm going to be able to do to help others. And that's such a blessing with Plexus. It's the time freedom and the financial freedom. And in a little over a year, I've been able to experience that. I think we have Amanda. I see you in the square. This is Amanda Lewis. Amanda,
I'm here.
Amanda, tell us a little about what's going on with you.
Okay, so, well, as you know, I sat around and I tried Plexus, and I was a hit or miss. So I would take Plexus here and there, and I think I had a friend that was doing it, so she just said, "Here, buy this." And so I didn't know a whole lot about it. And then Kim came along. Well, what happened was I quit taking it. And I had like 2 months saved up that I'd already paid for, and that was just sitting in my cabinet. So Kim said something one day, and she was asking me about, I've tried Plexus. And of course I was like, yeah, but I really didn't do anything on it. So then I started having migraines again. And my first thing is I'd missed a few days of work. Like I'd missed 2 days within 2 weeks. And then I realized, you know what? I spend more money taking off work than I would in a full month of Plexus. So in one day, if I missed one day, I could pay for Plexus. And so I thought, okay, after 2 weeks of missing one day, I've got to give it a shot, especially since I had it in my cabinet. So I started back on my Plexus, and I haven't had a migraine since. That's been in January. And my why was my migraines, but it was also because I wanted to feel better. I was sleeping a lot. The only thing I wanted to do was sleep. I didn't have any energy. I've been on cholesterol medication. I've had high blood pressure since I was 18. The anxiety was getting me. So I wanted to give it a shot, see what it could do for me. And so far I'm off my cholesterol medication. I love the side effects of losing weight. So I have some before and after pictures, but I haven't shown too many people yet because I'm just chicken. But I'm noticing a huge change in myself. Other people are noticing so much, how much I've changed. And just that I feel better. The doctor I work for, she has signed up underneath me just because she's noticed how much how much things I've changed in my life. My other why was just money, financials. I want to travel, and I don't want to have to pay for that out of my everyday job. So I'm going on a cruise, and Kim said, hey, let's pay for some of this cruise with your Plexus. And so far I'm actually making some money, and I am not official silver, but I am officially silver now. But that's my story.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. Well, I didn't realize how similar your testimony was to the next one coming up, which is my lovely mother. Just to tell you a little bit about her, I had to gave her the ProBio 5 and the Bio Cleanse, and I said, I don't care, you're taking this. And she's like, I don't know if I really want to. I mean, you should have heard her grumbling. And then eventually I signed her up, and it's like, oh, but I don't know. I don't know that I want to do this. Are you sure, Sonny? And I went and got her wallet, and I did it for her. And I was like, Mom, just give me your social. We're going to make this happen. And I think now she would say that she is thankful But that just goes to show you that it takes a little bit of work sometimes, especially for people who are the closest to us. And I, of course, wouldn't be that pushy with just anyone. But she's my mom, and I'm like, listen, you need this lady. So it's going to happen. So, Mom, tell us a little bit about your story. Oh, no, you have to unmute yourself.
Okay. Yeah, well, I don't remember going and kicking and screaming quite that bad, but I do remember being a very big skeptic.
Yes, you did.
Very big skeptic. You know, I would look at her ingredients and actually even got tired of her Plexus post. I'm like, really, Sunny, another one? So, yes, I actually went to Walmart once and looked at the aisle of all the probiotics because I knew I needed one. And, you know, the boxes were not talking to me like the testimonies that I was hearing. And I just didn't know which one was the best. So, yes, she gave it to me for my birthday, and I was very grateful for that. She had listened to my symptoms. You know, I had a horrible sugar addiction. You know, I would, just like a smoker, you know, I knew that I craved sugar, and I had to have it. And, you know, to keep my weight down, you know, I would eat sugar and junk instead of eating my good foods. You know, I would be the one that ate dessert before I ate the meal. So it's terrible sugar addiction. I had yeast infections, constipated, had white spots on my tonsils, an itchy toe that drove me crazy in the wintertime. And she all along told me, you know, I think you have a bad gut. I think you have candida. So I did some Googling, and, you know, I definitely had that. So the gut health I took for 2 months, and then I started sharing because my sugar addiction went away. My digestive system got better. White tonsils, the spots went away. All of that cleared up. So then after I started sharing, you know, I made a little bit of my own money so I could buy myself my first bag of Slim. And from taking my Slim, I gave up my coffee addiction. You know, like the third day, I remember waking up before my alarm clock on a Saturday. My husband was very, very impressed. And, you know, I gave up my coffee, my 6-cup-a-day coffee addiction that I had also. And I'm still, like a year and 4 months in, I do not drink coffee. It smells wonderful. You know, I'm occasional because I want to have one, not because I need it. And because of that coffee addiction going away, you know, I got rid of my heart palpitations that I had to take medication for. I slowly weaned myself off of that. I've been a migraine sufferer since 5th grade, and my migraines went away. No longer have to have a prescription drug for that. Anyway, I lost 11 pounds, but I didn't even try to lose. You know, it just melted off of me because I couldn't exercise because I had a bone contusion at the time. So I know that I wasn't working it off. You know, it just was just coming off. And I'll share what my husband's experience has been. You know, he watched me and really wanted to take the products too, but I had to keep making enough money in order to buy his products. And so I did. I kept sharing, and so I got enough for him to try it. And within 6 months, when he went back for his blood work, his cholesterol level had all came into the normal range. This was something that he had battled, his weight and his cholesterol, he had battled for years. He had even been on this statin drug for a while, and, you know, he got off of it because it's just not good for you. But now he doesn't have to have that. He has cut his blood pressure medicine in half. He's lost 27 pounds. He just turned 50, and he said he honestly feels like he did when he was in his 30s. His stomach doesn't hurt anymore when he eats, and he just has energy that he had not had for a long time. So thank you, Sunny. You're right. And anyway, we share it, and we love it. And, you know, our financial freedom's around the corner. You know, I'm gold and like on the edge of senior gold, and it's just getting better from here. So thank you for letting me share.
Have any others? Did you have any others, Kim? Okay. So then we're gonna crank on. Kim's got some good information for you, and then I'm gonna take over on the second half and give you a little bit of what I've been learning about.
All righty. Okay, does everybody have a piece of paper and pencil? Because I'm just going to have you write notes. I'm going to top line a lot of stuff, but I'm going to tell you where to go to dig deeper when you have more time. But we're starting with the basics, and the basics are how to go silver. Silver is the very first advancement in plexus. It's while you might think you have to just jump in and just grab everything you can at once, going silver is very, very easy. And what silver entails is being commission qualified. So you yourself have to have your backup order on and 100 PVs. And so whether that's PV that you have a customer order or that's your backup order, you have to have the backup order on and be commission qualified, which is 100 PV. Now, how do you get that $100 bonus? What's great about going silver is all of a sudden your products are paid for. And when you look at, you get the $100 bonus, that's going to pay for your plexus for a month. So how do you do that? You need to get 3 ambassadors, just 3 people like you to sign up as wholesale ambassadors. Now, you think, holy Moses, where do I even begin? I always say, go to your warm market. These are the people that love you, that care for you, that want you to succeed. This is your mama, your cousin, your sister, your best friend, your next door neighbor. Go to the people that are invested in you and your well-being. That's your warm market. You know, I always said it's the low-hanging fruit. Why it's so great to start with your warm market also is because when you're first starting, you're stumbling over things. As I'm sure many of you that have started with plexus, it can be overwhelming. There's a lot of information. And so if you go to your warm market first, they're a lot more forgiving. And I say that in that you can just kind of stumble and say, I'm not real sure. And I'll give you an example. When I first started, of course, you know, I told Sunny I was not going to work the business after I told her this wasn't going to work for me. And then I said, I'm not going to work the business. But what happened is people started to see changes in me and started to ask me, what am I doing? What's going on? And this is how I responded. I think I have a website and I drink this pink stuff in the morning, and that's what I know about it. So I really stumbled, but before I knew it, somebody said, well, I want what you have, and I want to do this. And I'm like, well, go to this website and click some buttons. And Sunny was instrumental in helping me get those first couple people because I had no idea what I was doing. Now, your warm market, they're the ones that are going to stumble right through you because they see what's going on and they feed off of your passion and your belief and your enthusiasm. So hit those people first. Now, we talk about lists, you know, write lists of 200 people you know. I'm going to be honest, that was daunting to me. I'm thinking, I don't think I know 200 people. But you will be surprised at how people will come to you. And so with that being said, hit your warm market. Then look at people that you know could benefit from our products, people that have perhaps weight issues or disease processes that we, you know, can't talk about, but diabetes, obesity, people that have insomnia, anxiety, those type of things. And we all know everybody's got something, but kind of identify people that you know and love that have these issues. That's another good source for you to start reaching out to. And then I also say, have that dream team, those people that you would love to do life together. You know, Plexus is fun. They send us on amazing trips, and you want to do it with people that you have fun with. And so approach those people that are smart, that are coachable, that you know have a large sphere of influence, a lot of friends. Those are the people you want to go after. So spend some time and cultivate, you know, those sections of people, those lists, and you're always going to be working them. I mean, still to this day, I've got my calendar, well, you can't see, but every day I write people down that just kind of all of a sudden think, I never thought of them. And I go after and approach them about Plexus. Now, so you need 3 people. And once you get 3 people, you're going to go silver and get that $100 bonus. Now, there's some components.
Kim, we can't hear you. What did you do?
I pushed a button.
There you go.
Sorry.
All right, so go back.
Sorry.
We lost you.
You know, I will say that Sunny makes fun of my technological abilities, and there you go. Y'all just saw it. I have my notes on my keyboard. So anyway, so you have to be commission qualified. The 3 people you sign up have to sign up with a welcome pack or have 100 or over PV. That has them qualified. Now, it gets a little confusing because all of that has to happen within the same month. So let's say you yourself are commission qualified, you signed up 1 person, but the next month you signed up 2 people. So you have a total of 3, but they all have to be commission qualified within the same month for you to go silver. So know that that's a caveat you have to be aware of, and so you want to make sure their backup orders on or they've ordered product so they're viewed as basically active in the Plexus system. When that happens, then you go silver. Now, here's what I want you all to not sweat about, because you think, oh my Lord, how am I going to get 50 ambassadors? You don't need 50 ambassadors, and in fact, I want to tell you that the average diamond, the average top jewel in the company, they have between 20 and 30 ambassadors. So what I say is, how do you eat an elephant? Just one bite at a time. Focus on 1 ambassador, and then get to 3, and then after you get to 3, get another 3. Now I'm going to share my screen real quick. So I want to show you all something. So hang with me. Okay, can you all see this? This is the power of 3. And when we talk about going silver, this is the model that we want you to think about. So here you are, and you're a brand new ambassador, and you're thinking, what in the world am I doing? I think I have a website, and I drink a pink drink. You hit your warm market, and that's your level 1. So your mama, your sister, and your best friend. You hit that warm market, they get excited, they see what's happening, they want to support you. Now, you nurture this relationship, and we're going to talk in a second about duplication, but you're going to do with this level everything that your upline did for you, because it's all about duplication. You are not reinventing the wheel here. But once you tell them about it, then they're going to get 3 people. Again, you're not focusing on 50, you're just focusing on 3. But look at what happens. All of a sudden, you've got yourself a team growing. And then these 3 do the same, and so forth and so forth. Now, here's the situation. You're going to be real active with these, these first few levels. You have personal knowledge of them. You're going to be, introducing them and educating them. The further down you go, you might lose that contact. However, because you work so hard to teach these levels, everything you've been taught, it's going to duplicate down the system. Now, when you get to 5 levels down, when you talk the power of 3, what that comes out to in terms of monthly commission, it's like a little over $3,700. It's insane money, but it's all doing 3 at a time, 3 at a time, and that's what we want you to focus on. Don't get scared over the big picture. Just focus on 3 and pour it all into those 3, and then go for another 3 and another 3. Now, let me get back out here. When you're taking a look on, how to actually approach these people, there's a couple things that we want you to really embrace. Is 1, know the products. You don't have to know everything all at once. But I always say, the way I learned is, and I'm going to show you real quick, I had this brochure, and I learned a blurb about everything. And still now to this day, am I an expert on ingredients? No, but I sure know where to get them, and we'll talk about that in a second. But know the products. In addition, be a product of the product. You're representing a health and wellness company. You're representing Plexus. So walk the walk, because people are going to follow you if they see that you're serious and you're committed to this. Also, just wanted to point out, you all, I'm sure, have gotten this incredible welcome kit, which is unbelievable resources. I mean, this is a business in a box, basically. But in there are these cards, and on these cards are all of our products. It gives you talking points. It gives you what to say about them. So this is a wonderful resource if you all, are learning the products and need to reference it quickly. Grab these cards. This will help you tremendously. Second of all, know your compensation plan. And, we get paid 11 different ways. And I remember, I don't know, Sunny, if you recall, but I, in the very beginning, came into Sunny's office holding my telephone. I had my mobile banking up, and I said, "What is this?" It's from Plexus. And she said, "You just got paid." And I thought, I think I might need to look at that. And in fact, as I watched the compensation plan once, a video about it, I even called Sunny with questions like, "Are you kidding me?" And she's like, "This is it. This is it." So understand our compensation plan is unbelievable. There's nothing else like it out there. And the fact that we can get paid 5 times a month from Plexus, and there's 11 different ways we get paid in the system, knowing where that money comes from, you can tailor your business accordingly. So understand the compensation plan. Know how to duplicate. That's what I love about this business. I work full-time. I'm sure many of you have full-time jobs or lots of babies. We all are busy. And what's great about Plexus is we can fit it into the nooks and crannies of our life. But you need to understand that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You do not have to spend lots of time trying to figure something out. All you need to do is duplicate what others ahead of us have laid in front of us. And I will say, when I first started, I said, I've got a successful upline. Sunny, Jessica, Tamara, they're all going gangbusters. I'm going to do exactly what they're going to do. And I did that. I mean, if Jessica posted, I posted. Sunny posted, I posted. It wasn't rocket science, but it got me in the swing of things on how to do it right. And so duplication is so important. And then follow-up. They say fortune is in the follow-up. And when I first started, I thought, if people want something, they'll reach out. And, I was not aggressively going after it. But I'll tell you what ended up happening is one day, and it was, I'm embarrassed to say it was months after I started, I thought I'm going to go in and just kind of communicate with people that have liked or commented on things. My business boomed. Because if people take time to, like a post or, "Hey, great job, Kim," comment, what I would do is I'd just send them a Facebook private message and say, "Hey, thank you so much for supporting my Plexus post. I'm so excited about it. Do you know anything about Plexus?" And so the balling, the communication started. And, this is relationship marketing. And so developing that relationship is really important. And then people invest in you. So if you're not following up on a regular basis, do it, because you're really missing a lot of business that's just hanging out there waiting for you to grab. So what I want to go over now is resources, because there are so many places within our organization that you can educate yourself and get information to help you on your business. So grab your piece of paper and pencil, and I'm going to start going through these things, and just jot notes, because if you're not familiar, you don't know how to do it, I want everybody to reach up to their upline to help, but at least you've got a starting point. So first of all, the team pages. We're Team Passion. Obviously, everybody's on our team page. If you have added recently new ambassadors, be sure you get them on here. And a lot of people get worried that, they don't want to work the business, and I don't want to overload them. Well, first of all, they can turn off notifications. They've got control. But if I could just reassure you, don't ever prejudge what somebody's going to want to do. Let them make that choice. And I have a lot of people who joined as wholesalers, and me included, not going to work the business, and look at what's happened. So let people make that decision. And also, having them on the team page, they're going to be able to see a lot of information that you might not be able to get to them. So it kind of takes some pressure off you as well in terms of educating and supporting. So add people to the team pages. Above us is Team Provision, and that's Jessica's page. And then above Jessica is Diamonds in the Making, and that's Tamara's page. Add them there, because again, We want them to be able to research and find information that can help them, whatever, whether it's health or business, they've got those resources. In addition, on the team pages, everybody aware of the search button at the top on the right-hand side. What you can do with that search button is just type in keywords. You can type in diabetes, you can type in comp plan, and anything that's ever been discussed about that subject, those posts are going to roll up so you can look at them. And so it's a great resource. You know, questions, especially on the larger pages like provision and diamonds in the making, there's thousands of people on those pages, and believe me, your question has probably been asked before. So really use that search button tool, because it's really, really helpful. I use it all the time to find things. Second of all, we've got lots of support, Facebook support pages. We have the testimony pages. We've got Heaven's thyroid, ADHD, PCOS, breastfeeding, pregnancy, Lyme disease, addiction. There are so many Facebook support pages, and as I always say, I've got a whole list of them, and I utilize them. If somebody that is talking to me has questions pertaining to that, I bounce over there, or I direct them to that page. And again, it allows people to associate with people who are walking the same walk. So you can search on Facebook, you can ask your upline, ask Sunny and myself. I'm constantly discovering a new Facebook page, and not that I'm getting notifications from them, but I've got them in my, my news feed side that I can pull up information from them. The Files tab at the top of all of our team pages, stock full of information. We've got templates up there. We've got online meeting information up there. We've got how to post information. It's just a wealth of knowledge up there. And so, familiarize yourself with that Files tab, because it's a resource library within our group that's just, you can download and use to your liking. We also have Plexus Power Tools, and this is a corporate site, and on that corporate site they have scripts, how to cold call, how to follow up with people. There's graphics galore. There's graphics that you can use for your cover photo. Plexus Power Tools is a wonderful, wonderful resource for us. There's a portion of it is free, so you can go up and just browse and take. And then if you want to dig deeper, it's $10 a month, $10 a year. And if you scroll, search on our team page, I think both Sunny and myself have at times put up our password and ID. So if you want to go in under us and look around and see if that's something you want, feel free. Just search on the team page, Plexus Power Tools, and you'll find that information. Your back office. When you bought into Plexus for your $34.95, you got a business, and the wealth of knowledge and information that Plexus provides us is all in the back office. Lots of reports, but one thing I want to direct you to is one of the tabs at the top says communication, and under communication we have a whole library. There's tutorials on the comp plan and the power of 3. There's lots of frequently asked questions. If you scroll down to the knowledge base, you're going to get a lot of information on all. They have all the products listed and information about those products. So utilize that resource. That's all driven by corporate, and it's compliant, and it's right there in your back office. So go back and play with that. YouTube videos, and I will say, we talk about you should every day watch a video and whatnot, and I'll say that's how I kind of started to learn the business. Is I started to follow people. I'm going to give you some names of people that I follow that I have found really helpful, and these are all top jewels in the company who have really made a mark and know their stuff. So Sonia Dudley is a fantastic one to listen to. Tara Castaneda, and it's Castaneda. Lori Harrison. Lori is kind of the fungus guru. She has researched and has made it her passion to understand gut fungus, so she's a real good resource. Sarah Marble, is one of the top in the company, and she's got fantastic videos. And I'll tell you, I happen to love Emily Roberts. She's a young gal. She's like 26, a diamond, and she calls a spade a spade. She's kind of my kind of gal, and her videos are very funny. So those are people that I follow. But what you find if you go to YouTube and search for them, or go to YouTube and search Plexus Comp Plan, Plexus Slim, I mean, any videos that have ever been done will pop up. So, but what I would do is I'd go to YouTube, I'd start searching and listening. One video would lead me to another, and that's kind of how I began to build my knowledge base. Now, another way on the internet is Google. Pull up Google and search, leaky gut syndrome and diabetes, leaky gut syndrome and insomnia, gut health and blank. This will just provide you so many information. And Sunny and I oftentimes put articles we find on the team page because it just supports what we're doing and what we're talking about. So go up there and utilize and pop it on your page. I'll tell you, half of our job is to educate our audience, our social media audience. And this is a great way to do it, is to pop up an article. You're not screaming plexus at them, but you're educating them. And that's real important for us to do. That's half the sale. Also the welcome pack, and I just talked to you briefly about it. The new welcome pack, when I first started with it, I got like a 3-ring little binder. This thing is just spectacular. But in here, I showed you the cards. I don't know if can you see this? What if this could change everything? This talks about what exactly the business can do, the comp plan, and it's beautiful photography. They just did an amazing job. Everybody in here is our diamond or our ambassadors, and I got to say, Tamara's on the first page. We've got in here. We really represented well. We've got Jessica's car when she got her car, and Sunny's in there. But this is a real good thing that you can hand out, you can utilize yourself. And if you go to my Plexus print, you can get more of these and pass out. It's just a really professional looking information that you can use to help educate and bring more people on board. So those are the resources that I have used and use really on a daily basis. And when you're new, it can all kind of be overwhelming. So take a little bit at a time, but keep that list so you know where to go if you need something. And of course, always reach out to your upline or put something on the team page. We try to keep the team page neat and clean in that there's so much information that rolls through. So, use the search bar to try to find something. But if you can't, post a question up there, because if you've experienced it, by gosh, somebody else might. And we as a team are helping each other. So resources and gold and silver. Sunny. Wake up, Sunny.
It's my turn.
She listens to me all the time. So, she probably dialed down at that point.
Wah, 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 wah. Just kidding. I'm very thankful for you and your red personality. She lines it out there, and she's detail oriented, and she gives you guys the information that you need. And I'm like, yeah, I do that stuff too, right? Kind of that way, and she just spits it out for you.
Well, can I say something, Sunny? And this is whether you all like it or not, because you're kind of stuck with us and we're thrilled. But Sunny and I have very different personalities, which is why I think it works so well. Sunny, the social worker, is all about touchy-feely and feel good, and she's a screaming yellow. And I'm a psych nurse. Call it like it is. This is, how we're going to roll. And so it's a good combination. And so hopefully we're able to touch all of you in some form or fashion, because you can identify with that trait that we have and that we can offer you.
Yes. So speaking of the colors, it's red and yellow and blue and green. That's one of my favorite, probably because it has to do with social worky type stuff. It's Personality Colors of MLM by Big Al. It's super quick and easy to listen to on Audible. I will tell you something that has been huge for me, has been getting an Audible account. I signed up for it. I think it's $10 a month, and you get a credit each month for a new book, which keeps me accountable. If I start getting credits racking up, I'm like, I haven't been listening to enough books. I need to get with it. Part of this business is really investing in yourself and personal growth. And so getting on there and finding some really awesome books, How to Be a Millionaire, GoPro, Network Marketing for Facebook, Millionaire by Halftime, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and then the Laws of Leadership. Anything John Maxwell is going to be really great. Also, Sarah Robbins has a fantastic book. Rock Your Network Marketing Business is the name of it. And I actually love reading Brene Brown books and listening to those. She speaks my heart. A lot of this has to do with fear and anxiety and overcoming those things. And she is a social worker who did research on fear, anxiety, doubt, vulnerability. It's just really life-changing stuff. And what we're in the business of is life-changing stuff. And so I think that it is a very good fit. So recently, I listened to the book Be Here Now by Rob Bell. It's his most recent book. And I gleaned a lot of what I'm about to go over with you guys from reading his book. There's even some quotes in there from him. So not all of this is original, but I sort of listened to what he was saying, and I could really apply it to this business and what we're doing and our passion and what we're working toward. So I want to talk with you about starting with your step 1. And what do I mean by that? It means you're staring at a blank Word document and there's that blinking line that's just staring you in the face. And it's like, what in the world am I going to fill this page with? Like, as you're about to write a term paper, there's this blinking line like staring at you, like, what in the world? What if I don't know how to do my conclusion? What if I don't know? What if I didn't do enough research? You're just thinking all these things as you're getting ready to get started. But start with your step 1. Don't focus on steps 10 or 11. Oh, I'll never get a Lexus, or there's no way I'm ever going to have 20 people on my team, or how in the world am I going to get to silver, or what if nobody wants this from me? What if? Just start with your step 1. Challenge yourself to suspend the judgment of yourself to other people, to your past experiences, just long enough to be able to act on your first step. Then you focus on step 2 and step 3. You're always taking the next step in the right direction. That's how I say that I have gotten to where I'm at. I'm not an expert at this. I'm not a network marketing specialist. I'm a social worker, and I've just taken the next right step to help people, and I've gotten to where I am. Following that duplication, like Kim mentioned, I'm not a genius. I did not recreate the wheel. I'm just doing the same things that my leaders did, and it's working because the products work and they do what they say they're going to do. So we all start somewhere. That means that our journeys are going to all look very different. Times between ranks are going to look different. We have different strengths and weaknesses. And sometimes we get hung up on a step or two along the journey, and that's all a part of it. That's all a part of it. It's all going to look different for all of us. And here's a few examples. So maybe your first step is just getting your products in the mail, getting that product ordered. For me, my step 1 looked like trying the products just to see if I actually believed in them. I was very skeptical in the beginning, and I most definitely was not going to be posting them all over Facebook if I didn't know that I liked them and I didn't know that I believed in them personally, because I thought this is all hype. People are just saying this because they're making money. I was not going to post unless I believed in it. I was hardcore about that, because part about me is I want to be the most genuine person that I can about my life. And I want to speak through my heart about where I'm at with this business and how I really, truly believe in these products. And I'm not going to do that if I don't believe in them. So my step one was to get some belief, which didn't take long. It was like day 3 and I was not needing my coffee and I was waking up well rested. I was like, oh, dang, this stuff really works. This is awesome. So I'm thankful that Plexus allows me to be very genuine very easily, because we're an ethical company with amazing and truly life-changing products. And I couldn't be happier about that. You know, some network marketing companies are awesome. You know, Jamberry, it's the bomb. Who doesn't like pretty nails? Who doesn't like a nice 31 bag? But eventually you get enough of that stuff. You can't get enough health. I'm going to be taking these products for the rest of my life. And so it's very easy for me to share this because it's something we all need. We all need that health in order to be able to do what we're meant to do in this life. Okay, so anyway, but another example is maybe your step one has to do with you were a customer for several months before you started this business, and maybe your step one is just posting on Facebook. That's terrifying in itself sometimes, right? But that wasn't a problem for me because I'm always all about just sharing my life with others on Facebook, you know, with boundaries, of course. But I had no problem just sharing that I was trying the products. I didn't hesitate. I got my welcome pack and was like, hey, try in this world. I'll let you know what I think about it. And I had no qualms with letting people know I hated it if I hated it. But I loved it. And so I shared that. So I had no problems with that because I wasn't making any promises to anyone in the beginning. I was just letting them know what I was up to. And honestly, when I started posting, like Kim said, I didn't know anything about how it worked. I knew nothing about the compensation plan. I knew nothing about how the products worked really. I knew like, okay, blood sugar balancing, all right, energy, cool. But that was it. But learning about those things it's still very important, but that came as like step 4 or 5 for me. But right then I just needed to focus on step 1. And in the beginning, that was for me, taking the products. And thankfully I was able to earn while I learned while gaining a testimony. The biggest mistake that you can make is thinking that you need to wait until you have an amazing, huge testimony before you share. You're going to miss out. I would not be an Emerald right now if I had waited for something amazing to happen. You have to strike while the iron is hot, while you're excited about things, and while it's really working. Sure, I didn't have rheumatoid arthritis, so I didn't have this huge testimony from that. I just was tired. But to me, having that energy and waking up well rested and not being addicted to caffeine was a huge part for me. So I'm just sharing what's my life. Anyway, okay, so moving right on along. So your step 1 may be very different from mine. You may need to conquer some self-development and some personal growth. We all do. I'm still working on that every day, but you may need to do some inner work before your business will really take off. And maybe you need to learn how to open up to people again, focus on learning how to communicate, how to connect with people on a deeper level. Or for maybe the first time, learning to really connect with people on a deeper level. The tricky part is we just really have no idea when we're going to be slapped in the face with a weakness or a barrier that we need to work on. And it can sometimes take a while to let ourselves move past that. Those are big things. Learning how to communicate again, learning how to really connect with people on a deeper level, getting yourself connected in new groups and not just when your small work group and then going home and seeing your husband or your cats. You know, you've got to put yourself out there and start talking to some people. Maybe that's your step 1. Maybe that's what you really need to conquer. Or maybe that's your step 3 and you're getting hung up there. Just realize that's going to be a part of your journey. For me, and Jessica's even said this too, like I've been building these relationships for a long time. There's a lot of people on my team who I've known for years, and they tried these products because they trusted me. So sometimes it's about developing your trust on Facebook and showing people that you're trustworthy and that you know stuff about about the products or about health, building your beliefs so that you can help other people believe in you, if that makes sense. Okay, so then maybe you're one of those people who's months into your journey and you have a killer testimony at this point. So that isn't your step one. Maybe yours is you need to now focus on getting organized or really committing and drawing your line in the sand. Finding that daily method of operation and really committing to income producing activities daily. I can be gung-ho and super excited about these products and I think they're wonderful, but I'm not telling a soul, you're not going to move. You're just not. You have to reach out to people and you have to do it daily. For me, I have found that posting on Facebook daily, genuinely about my life, not just Plexus, that is how I have reached a massive audience of people. Now, if you are one of those people who's like, I'm never posting on Facebook, expect to grow slower, and expect to need to reach out in other ways. But find something that works for you and keep going. Don't get hung up on that blinking line of, oh, I just can't do it. Okay? Find something that works for you and get that daily method of operation really moving. Okay, so no matter what part or step you're on in the journey, the truth is that we're all going to get hung up on a step or 2 or 10. And that's why the times it takes for people to get to certain levels is so different. But the important part is to realize that we're all facing very similar hard things, just maybe at different times or in different ways. So keep your blinders on, period. We are all on a different journey. If you are caught in a stage of needing personal development and all you can focus on is how so-and-so is doing so much better than you, you are just hurting yourself because your focus is not on you, which is where it needs to be, right? It's your own personal development. And that's where you really need to grow. And if you're not careful, comparison's going to steal your joy away and you're going to wind up quitting. Point blank. You're going to wind up quitting if you keep comparing yourself to people and their different struggles and journeys. You don't have the same life as them. You're not in the same place. Don't compare yourself. So that's the cold hard truth, is that if you keep comparing, you're going to quit. And I get it. Facing your own stuff is hard. Facing your own fears is hard, but it is so very necessary. Sometimes there are things about ourselves that we would just much rather ignore. We'll just leave them alone. They'll be fine back there. It's perfectly fine ignoring them, but we're not going to grow. It is about growing, and it is so, so, so necessary for you to face those fears, write them down, cross them out, dig deep into them so that you know the root. You have to know where it's coming from or it's going to keep playing like a tape in your head and you're not going to be able to get past it. So please remember that no matter where you are not just an ambassador or just a silver or just a senior gold or just ruby. You are making an incredible difference in people's lives. Less than 3% of all ambassadors even actually get to gold. That's huge. So if you're even partially there or you even have one person under you, you're an incredible leader and you're making an incredible difference. And that's a huge accomplishment. And if you're looking for a certain rank to be content, like, oh, if I could just be a jewel, I would be happy. As a jewel, let me tell you, you just might get there with all that determination to get there, but you might not ever be content because once you get there, you're going to want more. And it's going to seem insignificant if you don't focus on contentment. Focus instead on enjoying your purpose throughout the journey. Pray as if it depends on God and work as if it depends on you. Be content right where you are, knowing you are working as hard as you can toward your goals because you know it's going to push you forward in your own purpose. And so on that same token, let's talk a second about our why. Like, why am I really doing this? What's your motivation to work the business? What gets you fired up? Like somebody should do something about that. In that book I was telling you about, he calls that you're a key guy. I don't know. Chinese term. I don't know. He calls it, you're a key guy. It is what drives you to do this, to get up and want to talk to people about plexus. Find that. I promise you, if you haven't dug deep into your why, your heart behind why you're doing all this, you're going to get lost along the way. That's such an important part, is to find your why. If you are in this to just make money, that's great, but money doesn't mean a thing. Now, if I'm using that money to fulfill my purpose, in my case, which is to bring hope and light to people's lives in all areas of their lives, then that has all the meaning in the world. So just having this monetary goal it's not going to get you anywhere. You need the heart behind that dollar sign, or it's not going to get you anywhere. So the goal, this is hard. The goal is to surrender the outcomes so that you can move forward without all of your baggage, no matter where you're at. This is a big quote for him, or from Rob Bell. He says, surrendering the outcomes is making peace with our lack of control over how people respond to us and our work. Surrendering the outcomes is coming to terms with the freedom people have to react to us and our work however they want to. Sometimes really mean-like, and we hate it, and it's rude, and it's mean, and why would anyone ever react to you that way? But that's what it means. Surrendering the outcomes is coming to terms with the freedom people have to react to us and our work however they want to. Surrendering the outcomes means embracing the fact that there are no guarantees when it comes to results. If you're nervous right now, you probably should be. That is an awesome place to be. If you are not stretching yourself to be to where you are nervous a little bit, I challenge you to get to that place to where you're like, whoa, I don't know if this is going to work or not, because nerves are God's gift to you. Enjoy them. They are a way life tells you that you are truly living it, really doing something, stepping outside of your comfort zone to make a difference in your life and in others. If you want this, you've got to go for it. You will not regret it. I do not regret for a second pushing forward, even though I have failed at times. I don't regret it because I have all this success along the way. So there's this thing, like, kids have this raw determination to just go for things, right? They see that like shiny thing in the corner and they're like, I'm going to have that. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get there. And if you try to stop me, I'm going to throw a fit. Somewhere along the way, we lose that determination as adults. And we start telling ourselves stories about ourselves. And it becomes harder for us to step out in something new. Like, somehow we become complacent in our lives. Like, oh, life could be worse, so I'm happy where I'm at. What in the world? Why do we do that? It doesn't make sense to me. But we find ourselves listening to those old tapes of, I'm not good enough. What if they won't like me anymore if I keep posting? What if I annoy them? Well, what if you do all of those things and you change their life completely? I mean, what if that? We don't often think about that. We usually go to the what if bad stuff, right? So sure, there's risk to this. There is risk to living life fully, but living in the arena, as Brene Brown would say, daring greatly in the face of the chance of failure helps keep me alive. Sure, I'm crazy. I'm giving up my full-time job, my very comfortable comfort zone full-time job, but I'm truly living. And there is a huge amount of reward in living fully and following my desire to continue to learn and grow. Risk is truly where the life is. Trust me, you don't want to look back on this and say, what if I had tried? Like, really tried and just drew my line in the sand and went for it. I'm asking you guys tonight to draw your line in the sand. Like, if you need to like physically draw something, or if you just need to do it in your head, if you need to envision it, like, draw your line in the sand and say, from now on, I'm committing to putting my blinders on, to plugging into the resources and this amazing team and just running with this opportunity. Reaching out to people daily, making big, audacious goals, and just going for them. I promise you, you're not going to find another opportunity like this one. Nowhere. You're just not. So I encourage you to go for it, team. I believe in each and every single one of you. I believe that you're here on this call for a purpose, and I want to help you do that. We want to help you do that. If you have a fear you need help overcoming, talk to someone. The basis behind a lot of what's holding us back are just fears. I had a lot of fears in the beginning. I was afraid of succeeding, honestly. I had all these like ideas and these judgments about what that meant, and I had to get past them. And so I'm asking you to make those goals, send those goals, those big, audacious, this scares me to write it down goals. I had to do that to Jessica once. I wrote down my 1 month, 3 month, 6 month, and 12-month goals, and I sent it to her, and I was like, Jessica, this is so scary. And she said, this is so good, Sunny. So I encourage you guys to write down those goals, where you want to be, what rank you want to be, how much income you want to be bringing in, why you want to be doing that. Send that to your upline and send it to us. We want to see it. We want to know where you're going, because we can't read your mind. Like we don't know what you're thinking. And I'm not someone who's going to be pushy with you. This is your business. This is your thing. If you want it, awesome. I want it for you, because the freedom I have right now is a gift from God. And I'm going to cry. It is a gift. And just don't take that for granted. And we want to help you if you want that. So I was not going to cry. So send us your goals. Let us know what you need. We want to help you get there. And I'm so excited to see so many of you at convention, hopefully. And if not, I need to get on some phone calls with you guys, because there's spaces on here that I don't recognize, and I don't like that. So thank you guys so much for being on the call. And we are right at 9 o'clock. So I'm not going to be offended if you guys just hop off. But we'll stay on for the next couple minutes if you have some questions or anything. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. You guys are wonderful.